Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
In this video tutorial, I want to show you how to make this beautiful granny square. This beautiful granny square is actually the one with a twist and with the second secret that I showed you or that I mentioned in the previous video where I was making this one. So as you can see, there is a slight difference because this one doesn't have as many holes as this one, and if you're making a purse or a coin purse or a bag and you don't want your things to be flying out, I would suggest using this pattern. It does come out a bit smaller, but I'm gonna let you in on the pattern and you're gonna see it's almost the same as the basic one, and just the holes are smaller. Wherever you are ready, you can begin. I will begin now. Now let's begin with this a bit adjusted pattern for the granny squares. I'm gonna be using some blue cotton yarn, and I'm still gonna be using my 3mm crochet hook. Now I'm gonna begin with a magic ring. In that magic ring, I'm gonna do a chain 3. And this chain 3 counts as the first double crochet already. Now the pattern calls for, don't forget, it's a bit different than the normal one that I showed you in the previous one. In the corners, I'm gonna do chain 1 only, and in between the clusters of stitches, I'm not gonna do any chains. So that's the first double crochet, second and third. Now in the corner, I'm gonna do a chain 1 and another 3 double crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3, chain 1 for the corner, 3 double crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3, chain 1, another 3 double crochet, so that's 1, 2, 3. Now I have 1, 2, 3 corners already. Now I'm at the fourth corner. I have to do a chain 1 and join it with the slip stitch in the third chain of the beginning. When I'm joining it with the third chain, because a chain has a top and a bottom loop, I'm joining it through both loops with the slip stitch. And now I can pull my magic ring tight. So this is my row number 1 done. Don't forget, when you're going up into the next row, this is my face side. I'm turning it, I'm flipping it over to work on the back now. Again, this is just to get a nice square edge and that I won't have any wonky angles. Now the next row calls for chain 3. Now that chain 3 already counts as the first double crochet, and in the chain 1 space I have to do the corner. So that's 3 double crochets. The first chain 3 already counts as a double crochet, so 2 more double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Now the next stitch is again the corner stitch, 3 double crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and another 3 double crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3. Two corners are done. Onto the third corner. The corners are done in the chain 1 of the previous row. So that's 2, 3, chain 1, and another 1, 2, 3. Now I have another corner here. So in the chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, so that's 2, 3, chain 1, and another 3 double crochet, so that's 2, 3, and I have to join it with a slip stitch into the third of the chain 3 in the beginning. Don't forget, once you're doing that, you have to go through the bottom and the top loop of the chain, because if you take a look at the chain, don't forget you kind of have the let's draw it out. Chains are made like this, and then you have the back, the front, the top loop and the back loop. So whenever you're joining it, join through both loops, because it's more secured and it does make a difference. Okay, row number 2 is done. Now normally I would crochet in this onwards, but what I have to do is I have to again turn the work around. So I have my back side now here, and I continue with a row number 3. Now row number 3 is chain 3, counts as a first double crochet, and 2 double crochets more in between the 2 clusters of the 3 double crochets. Now I'm at the corner. Corner is 3 double crochets, chain 1, and another 3 double crochets. Now I'm in between the 2 clusters, so I just go in and I make 3 double crochets, I'm at the corner stitch, that means 3 double crochets, a chain 1, and another 3 double crochets. So corner stitches are worked in the chain 1s, all the rest is worked between the 2 clusters of the 3 double crochets. Now again, here's the 3 double crochets in between, and just because you don't have a chain 1 space, it's much fuller, and if you're gonna make a purse, nothing will fall out. Now a corner stitch, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and another 3 double crochets, the middle one, so 3 double crochets, and the corner stitch in the chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and another 3 double crochets. Now I have to join it again, joining it with the third chain of the beginning through both loops of the chain. So if you take a look at the chain, I hope you can see it. So I have 1, 2, 3, and in the third one I'm making a slip stitch to join it. Now that I finished the round, again what I have to do is flip it around. I have my back side now here, and I can continue with the next row. The rows are really easy, so in the beginning you do a chain 3 and 2 more double crochets in between the two clusters of stitches. Now here is the corner. In the chain 1 of the previous row you do the corner, so that's 3 double crochets, chain 1 and another 3 double crochets, now I have here 2 clusters that I need to do. In the first one 3 double crochet, so that's 1, 2, 3. In the next one again 3 double crochets, now I'm here at the corner stitch, so there's my chain 1. I have to do the corner is 3 double crochets, chain 1 and another 3 double crochets, now I have my 2 spaces between the clusters, three double crochets in each of them, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's my corner stitch. In the corner where the chain 1 is, I have to do 3 double crochets, chain 1 and another 3 double crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3. Now I'm on the straight edge. I have to put in the 3 double crochets in between the 2 clusters, so 1, 2, 3. I'm at the corner. In the corner you do a corner and it's 3 double crochets, chain 1 and another 3 double crochets, now in the next space 3 double crochets, and because I am joining it now and cutting the yarn, I'm not gonna do the slip stitch, but if you need more rows you just continue the same way as I showed you. I'm gonna stop here, so I'm pulling the yarn through, grabbing my needle, and I have to join it invisibly. Now how I'm gonna do that is I'm not gonna go into the third chain of the first stitch. That is actually a chain 3. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go into the first double crochet stitch that I've done in the beginning. I'm gonna go in with my needle. I'm gonna overlay the third chain of the chain 3, and I'm coming back from where I started. Now all I have to do is adjust the stitch, and now I have to secure it. So you can actually not see where it is. So for securing it, I'm just going into the work and going up and down and left and right with the end tail. And I can cut the yarn, and I can cut the starting tail, and this is my granny square done. So it is a bit different from the one that I showed you in the previous video. It is a bit more tighter, there are not so many holes there, and it's also just a little bit smaller because I wasn't doing the chain 2 and the chain 1 between the stitches, but between the stitches there are no chains except in the corner where I've done the chain 1. Now if you're gonna be joining two granny squares, be sure that they have the same amount of stitches, so either go with this pattern or go with the first basic pattern with the chain ones in between. If you ask me which one I prefer, I definitely prefer this one because there are not so many holes in between, and I think it's much nicer to work with. So this was the basic pattern with the chain 1s and chains 2. You have the link to this pattern down in the description below, and as I promised on this one, I let you in on a little secret on how to make a granny square with not that many holes. Now the next one without almost any holes would be a solid one, but then a solid one isn't actually as appealing for me as this one with at least some holes in between. So I'm gonna leave you now here. I showed you two variants of a really similar pattern, and in the next video tutorial I'm gonna show you how to change the colors in each row, and to be honest, that one is even easier than this one because here you had to work with your yarn and flipping it and watching that yarn is in front or not back and that it's not twisted. In the next one I'm gonna show you how to change the colors. Now it will be down in the description below if you don't want to miss any of my new video tutorials that are gonna come out. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. And until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!